The
Wait!
snow
Don't
falls
leave me!
harder now.
Please
Gift
come
cannot see
back!
it, but she feels it, cold needles piercing through her thin jacket, settling on her eyelashes, melting against the skin she cannot protect. Her fingers stopped hurting 20 minutes ago. That is when she knew she was in real trouble.
Hey,
She has been
can you hear
blind
me?
since she was 7.
You're breathing. Hold on.
16 years of darkness have taught her to read the world through sound, through touch, through the particular way air moves around objects. But tonight the snow muffles everything. The cold steals sensation from her fingertips. And the man who brought her here, the man who was supposed to be her brother, drove away 3 hours ago and has not come back. Chitty, she whispers into the white silence. Her voice does not carry. It dies 2 feet from her lips. Chitty, please. Nothing. She tries to stand. Her legs buckle. She has been sitting against this wall for too long, and now her body is failing in ways she cannot control. She is 23 years old. She flew 14 hours from Lagos to Seoul because her half-brother said he had a job for her. A chance. A new life in a country where no one would look at her and see only what she could not do. He picked her up from the airport. He drove her for an hour. He told her to wait here, just 5 minutes. Dara, I need to speak to someone inside. And then the car door closed and the engine started and the tires crunched through snow and the sound faded and faded and faded until there was nothing left. 3 hours. Her phone is dead. She does not know where she is. She cannot see the street signs or the buildings or the direction she should walk. She is blind and alone and freezing in a city of 10 million people, and not one of them knows she exists. She tries to crawl. Her palms burn against the frozen ground. She manages 2 feet before her arms give out and she collapses face first into the snow. This is how she will die. Not in Lagos, surrounded by family who never wanted her. Not in a hospital bed with dignity and goodbyes. She will die in a foreign country, abandoned by the only blood relative who ever promised to help her. She closes her eyes, a reflex that means nothing when you cannot see, and waits. If this broke your heart already, you need to subscribe right now. Hit the like button. Turn on notifications. Because the man who finds her in that snow will change everything, and you do not want to miss what happens next. The footsteps come 30 seconds later. Heavy. Deliberate. The crunch of expensive shoes on packed snow. Gift hears them and tries to lift her head, but her body refuses to cooperate. What is this? A man's voice. Deep. Korean accented English. Not warm, but not cold either, the flat neutral tone of someone who has seen enough unusual things that nothing surprises them anymore. Gift tries to speak. What comes out is a sound that does not contain words. More footsteps. Several people now. Voices in rapid Korean she cannot understand. She's alive. A different voice. Younger. Barely. Look at her hands. They're blue. Who is she? No identification. Her bag is empty except for this. A pause. Nigerian passport. Giftees. 23 years old. What is a Nigerian woman doing dying in the snow behind my building? His building. Whoever this man is, he owns property. The way the other voices defer to him, quieter, more careful, tells Gift that he owns more than property. He owns people's attention, their respect, their fear. Sir, we should call. No. The voice cuts through the cold air like a blade. We don't call anyone for anything. Not until I know what this is. Gift feels hands on her body, lifting, carrying, moving her through space. She tries to struggle, but there is no strength left. She is a ragdoll being transported to an unknown destination by unknown men who could be anyone, could want anything, could do anything to her. The warmth hits her first. Then the softness. She is being laid on something that feels like it costs more than everything she has ever owned combined. Blankets pile on top of her. Voices continue speaking in Korean. Footsteps move in and out. Her eyes. The main voice again. Closer now. Something is wrong with her eyes. Sir, I think she's blind. Silence. Gift forces words out through frozen lips. I am. Her voice cracks. I am blind. Please, please do not hurt me. The silence stretches longer. Then the man speaks again and his voice has shifted, not softer, but something underneath it has changed. Hurt you. He says the words slowly, like he is tasting them. You were half dead behind my headquarters and you think I brought you inside to hurt you? I do not know what you want. I don't know either. A pause. But hurting blind women in the snow is not how I conduct business. Business. The word lands strangely in the air. Gift's damaged brain tries to process headquarters, business, the deference of the other voices. Who are you? She whispers. Baek Soo-hyun. He says it like the name should mean something. When she does not react, he continues. You are currently lying on a couch in the private residence attached to the headquarters of the Baek organization. My organization. Do you understand what that means? She does not. She shakes her head. It means you are safe, he says. For now. Until I understand why you were left to die behind my building and whether that was meant as a message for me. A message? People do not end up bleeding in my territory by accident. Everything is a move. Everything means something. His voice moves. He is standing now, walking. You will stay here tonight. My staff will take care of you. Tomorrow, when you can speak clearly, you will tell me everything. Who brought you here? Why? What they wanted. My brother, Gift says. The words hurt coming out. My half-brother. Chidi Okonkwo. He said he had a job for me. He left me here and did not come back. The silence that follows is different from the others. Heavier. Chidi Okonkwo, Baek Soo-hyun repeats. His voice has gone flat in a new way, dangerous flat. Empty flat. You are telling me that Chidi Okonkwo is your brother. Half-brother. We share a father. He came to Korea 2 years ago. He contacted me last month. He said, I know what Chidi Okonkwo does in Korea. The man's voice cuts her off. I know exactly what he does. And I know who he works for. Gift feels cold again despite the blankets. What does he do? He delivers things. People. Packages. Whatever his employers need moved from one place to another without questions. A pause. He works for the Gong family. My competitors. My enemies. The words settle into Gift's chest like stones. You are telling me, Baek Soo-hyun says slowly, that a man who works for the people who want me dead brought his blind sister to freeze behind my building. And you expect me to believe this is coincidence? I did not know. No, you did not know. His footsteps stop. He is standing over her now. She can feel the weight of his presence, the displacement of air. But ignorance is not innocence, Misses. And coincidence is a lie people tell when they don't want to examine the truth. Please. She hates the sound of her own voice, weak, desperate. But she is beyond pride now. I came here because I had nothing. No money. No options. A half-brother I had not seen since I was 12 years old offered me a chance, and I took it because I had nothing else to take. Why did you have nothing? Because my father's family threw me out when he died. Because I am blind and unmarried, and they saw no value in keeping me. The bitterness rises without permission. Because in my country, a woman who cannot see is a burden. A curse. A thing to be discarded when she is no longer useful. The room is very quiet. When Baek Soo-hyun speaks again, his voice has changed. Not warm, she does not think this man knows how to be warm. But different. Like he is hearing something he did not expect. Your brother, he says. Did he tell you anything else? Where you would be staying? Who you would be meeting? No. Nothing. He said he would explain everything when we arrived. She laughs, a broken sound. I believed him. I believed him because I wanted to believe that someone in my family cared whether I lived or died. Silence. Then footsteps. Movement. A door opening. Sir. A new voice. Young. Nervous. What should we do with her? Baek Soo-hyun does not answer immediately. Get Dr. Yoon. Have him examine her completely. Check her for tracking devices, recording equipment, anything that shouldn't be there. A pause. Then give her a room. Not the guest quarters, the secured wing. She stays under guard until I decide what she is. And if she is what she says? Just a woman her brother abandoned. Another long pause. Then Chidi Okonkwo owes me a conversation, Baek Soo-hyun says. And his employers owe me an explanation. Because leaving a dying woman in my territory is either an insult or a trap. And I do not tolerate either. The door closes. Gift lies on the couch, warm and alive and more frightened than she has ever been in her life. She came to Seoul looking for family. She has found something else entirely. Dr. Yoon is gentle. This surprises Gift more than anything else that has happened tonight. His hands are warm as he examines her frostbitten fingers, careful as he checks her pulse and her breathing and the reflexes in her damaged eyes. The frostbite is not severe, he says in accented but clear English. Another 30 minutes outside, and we would be having a different conversation. But you will keep your fingers. Thank you. Her voice sounds foreign to her own ears. Distant. Your blindness, you said it began at age 7? Meningitis. The infection damaged my optic nerves. And you have had no vision since then? No light perception, no shadows. Nothing. Complete darkness for 16 years. Dr. Yoon makes a sound, neither sympathy nor pity, just acknowledgement. Professional. I will give you something for the pain. Sleep will help your body recover. In the morning, the chairman will have questions. The chairman. Baek Soo-hyun. That is how we address him here. Gift absorbs this. Chairman. Not manager. Not boss. Chairman, like a corporation. Like a government. Like an empire. What is this place, she asks. Dr. Yoon pauses in his work. She can feel his hesitation, the slight shift in his breathing, the tension in his hands. This is the headquarters of the Baek organization, he says carefully. We are a business entity. Mr. Baek oversees operations across Seoul and beyond. What kind of business? Silence. That is not a question I can answer, Miss Ease. And it is not a question you should ask. The doctor finishes his examination and leaves. A woman enters, her footsteps lighter, her voice soft and professional, and guides Gift through hallways that seem to stretch forever. The air smells of polished wood and expensive fabric and something underneath that she cannot name. Power, maybe. The particular scent of a place where serious things happen. The room they give her is larger than any space she has ever slept in. The bed is soft enough to drown in. The sheets smell like flowers she does not recognize, Korean flowers, grown in Korean soil, arranged by Korean hands for a Korean master. She is so far from home. She lies in the darkness that is no different from any other darkness she has known, and she thinks about Chitty, her half-brother. They share a father, a man named Emmanuel Okonkwo, who married twice and loved neither wife and died leaving nothing but debt and resentment. Chitty is the son from the first marriage. Gift is the daughter from the second. They met exactly 3 times before tonight. She was 12 the last time she saw him. He was 19, angry, already planning to leave Nigeria for anywhere that would have him. He did not say goodbye. He did not say anything to her at all. Then 1 month ago, a message arrived. Instagram. His photo, his profile, a message that said, Sister, I am in Korea now. I have a good job. I can help you get out. Come to Seoul. She should have questioned it. She should have asked why, after 11 years of silence, he suddenly cared about a blind half-sister he barely knew. But she was desperate. And desperation makes people stupid. She falls asleep trying to understand how she went from an airport in Lagos to a crime lord's private residence in Seoul, and she dreams of snow that never stops falling and footsteps that never arrive. Morning comes with the smell of food. Gift wakes to the sound of a door opening, soft footsteps, the clink of dishes being set on a surface nearby. Good morning, Miss Ease. A woman's voice. Different from last night. I am Secretary Han. The chairman has requested that you join him for breakfast once you are ready. Requested. That is the polite way of saying it, yes. Gift sits up. Her body aches, but the weakness of last night has receded. She is alive. She is warm. She is still frightened, but the fear has settled into something she can carry. I do not have clothes, she says. Everything I brought, my bag. We have provided clothing in your size. There is a bathroom through the door to your left. Take your time. But not too much time. The chairman dislikes waiting. Gift has never dressed so quickly in her life. The clothes they have given her are expensive. She can tell from the way the fabric feels against her skin, the weight of it, the way it moves. Simple but quality. Someone here has good taste and does not mind spending money to exercise it. Secretary Han guides her through more hallways. Gift counts her steps, notes the turns, builds a mental map she hopes she will not need, until they arrive at a space that feels different. Larger. Quieter. The air here carries the scent of fresh coffee and grilled meat and something sweet she cannot identify. Miss Ease. Baek Soo-hyun's voice. Sit. She sits. A chair has been positioned for her. She feels its edges against her calves, arranged precisely where she would need it. Someone has thought about her blindness. Someone has made accommodations. How did you sleep? I slept. That is not what I asked. I slept poorly. I dreamed about freezing to death. I woke up confused about where I was and why I was still alive. A pause. Then a sound that might be a laugh, short, surprised, quickly controlled. You're direct, Baek Soo-hyun says. I did not expect that. I am blind, not diplomatic. I cannot see faces, so I cannot play the games that sighted people play. All I have is my voice and my words, and I have learned that wasting either is a luxury I cannot afford. An interesting perspective. The sound of coffee being poured. Eat. The food is in front of you, rice on the left, soup in the center, meat and vegetables on the right. The chopsticks are at 2 o'clock. If you prefer a spoon, tell me. She reaches for the chopsticks. She can feel him watching her, not with pity, not with doubt, but with the careful attention of someone who is trying to understand what she is. She eats. The food is extraordinary, flavors she has never experienced, textures that surprise her with every bite. She has eaten Korean food exactly once before, at a restaurant in Lagos that charged more than she earned in a week. This is not the same. This is better than anything she has ever tasted. I made inquiries last night, Baek Soo-hyun says. About your brother. Her chopsticks pause. And? Chidia Konkwo works for the Gong family. As I told you. He handles logistics, moving people across borders, arranging documentation, ensuring that certain deliveries reach certain destinations. People. She sets down her chopsticks. You said he moves people. Yes. What kind of people? The silence is her answer. He traffics people, she says. The words taste like poison. My brother is a human trafficker. Your brother is a tool. A low-level operative who does what he is told for money that barely covers his gambling debts. Baek Soo-hyun's voice remains flat. Clinical. The question is not what Chitty does. The question is why he brought you to me. Maybe he didn't mean to. Maybe he was supposed to take me somewhere else and got scared. Chidia Konkwo has not had an original thought in his entire life. He does what the Gong family tells him to do. If he left you behind my headquarters, it is because someone instructed him to leave you there. Why would anyone want to leave a blind woman to die in the snow behind your building? That, Baek Soo-hyun says, is the question I have been asking myself all night. Footsteps. The door opening. Secretary Han's voice, urgent and apologetic. Chairman. I'm sorry to interrupt. There has been a development. What development? We found Chidia Konkwo. Gift's heart stops. Alive? A pause that tells her everything. No, sir. He was killed approximately 4 hours ago. His body was dumped outside our secondary warehouse in Incheon. There was a message attached. What message? Another pause. Secretary Han's voice drops lower, as if she does not want Gift to hear. But Gift hears everything. Hearing is all she has. The message says, she belongs to you now. Take good care of her. The room goes very still. Gift feels the temperature drop. Not the physical cold of last night, this is different. This is the cold that radiates from Baek Soo-hyun's body as he processes what he has just been told. They killed him, he says slowly. They killed their own operative. And they left his body at my door with a note claiming that his sister now belongs to me. Yes, sir. This is not an insult. This is not a trap. His chair scrapes against the floor. He is standing now. Moving. This is a gift. They have given me something they think I cannot refuse. Chairman. A blind woman. A victim. Someone sympathetic, someone tragic, someone that any decent person would feel obligated to protect. His voice is hard now. Furious. They are trying to burden me with a responsibility I did not ask for. A weakness I do not need. Gift speaks. She does not mean to, the words escape before she can stop them. I am not a burden. The room goes silent. I did not ask to be brought here. I did not ask for my brother to die. I did not ask for any of this. Her voice shakes, but she forces herself to continue. And I will not sit here while you discuss me like I am an object someone left on your doorstep. That is exactly what you are, Baek Soo-hyun says. An object. A message. A move in a game you do not understand. Then explain it to me. He laughs, that short, surprised sound again. But there is no warmth in it. The Gong family has been looking for leverage against me for years. They cannot beat me in business. They cannot beat me in force. So they have found another way. He stops moving. She can feel him looking at her. They have given me you. A vulnerable woman with no resources, no allies, no way to survive in this country alone. They know that if I throw you out, I look like a monster. And if I keep you, I am saddled with a responsibility that distracts me from more important things. Then throw me out. Silence. I will find my own way. I have done it before. You were dying in the snow when I found you. You were 3 hours away from being a corpse. Then I will die. Her voice does not waver. I would rather die than be a burden to someone who sees me as a weakness. The silence stretches so long that Gift begins to wonder if he has left the room. Then Baek Soo-hyun speaks, and his voice has changed again. Not softer. She is beginning to understand that this man does not do soft, but different. Recalibrated. You would rather die, he repeats. Yes. You say this to the man who controls whether you live or die in this country. You say this blind, alone, with no money and no allies and no way to survive. I say this because it is true. Another pause. Then footsteps, moving away, then back, then away again. He is pacing. She has unsettled him. You are either very brave or very stupid, he says finally. I have been called both. Which do you think you are? I think I am tired. Her voice cracks on the word. I am tired of being pitted. I am tired of being discarded. I am tired of people looking at me and seeing only what I cannot do. She takes a breath. You say the Gong family sent me here to burden you. Fine. Then do not be burdened. Send me away. I will figure out the rest. With what money? I will find work. You are blind. You do not speak Korean. You have no visa, no documentation, no legal right to be in this country. His voice sharpens. The only work you will find is the kind that kills women like you within a year. Then I will die in a year instead of tonight. At least it will be my choice. She hears him stop moving. Your choice, he says slowly. You think choices are free, Miss Ease? You think you can simply decide things and they become true. I think that choices are the only thing that cannot be taken from me. Everything else, my sight, my family, my country, I have lost all of it. But no one can take my ability to decide who I am and how I face what comes. The room is so quiet she can hear her own heartbeat. When Baek Soo-hyun speaks again, his voice is strange. Almost wondering. Who taught you to think like this? My mother. Before she died. When did she die? When I was 15. 3 years after my father. She was the only person who ever made me feel like my blindness was not the most important thing about me. Gift feels the old grief stir, but she pushes it down. She told me once, Gift, the world will try to make you small. People will look at you and see only darkness. But you have light inside you that their eyes cannot see. Do not let them convince you that their vision is truth. Silence. Then, incredibly, Baek Soo-hyun laughs. Not the short, surprised sound from before. Something longer. Almost real. Your mother, he says, sounds like someone I would have liked to meet. She would have hated you. Why? Because you are powerful and you use that power to frighten people. She did not believe in fear as a tool. And yet fear is the most effective tool there is. Effective is not the same as good. No. His voice changes again, thoughtful now. Almost gentle. No, it is not. Footsteps. He is moving toward her. She tenses but does not retreat. Stand up, he says. She stands. Give me your hand. She hesitates, then extends her hand into the darkness. His fingers close around hers. His grip is firm, but not painful. His skin is warm, rougher than she expected, not the soft hands of a man who sits behind a desk all day. I am going to make you an offer, he says. And I want you to understand it completely before you answer. What offer? The Gong family has made a move. They have put you in my territory, killed your brother to ensure you cannot leave, and dared me to either protect you or abandon you. His thumb moves across her knuckles, absent, thoughtless, like he does not realize he is doing it. If I abandon you, I prove that I am the monster they claim I am. My reputation suffers. My people begin to doubt. My enemies smell blood. And if you protect me? If I protect you, I accept a responsibility I did not choose. I take on a vulnerability I do not need. I allow them to dictate the terms of my response. So you lose either way. No. His grip tightens slightly. There is a third option. What? I do not protect you out of obligation. I do not accept you as a burden. Instead, he pauses. Instead, I take you as an asset. Gift's breath catches. I do not understand. You are blind. You cannot see faces or read documents or watch surveillance footage. But you can hear. You can listen. You can sit in rooms where people assume you are harmless and absorb everything they say because they forget that ears work even when eyes do not. You want me to spy for you. I want you to listen. There is a difference. Is there? A spy serves a master. A listener serves truth. His voice drops lower. I have many employees who can see. I have none who can hear the way a blind person hears the pauses, the hesitations, the lie beneath the truth, and the truth beneath the lie. Gift pulls her hand back. He lets her. You want to use me? Yes. Like your enemies used me. No. His voice is firm. They used you as a pawn, a piece to be sacrificed for strategic advantage. I am offering you a position, a purpose, a reason to exist in this country beyond mere survival. And in exchange? In exchange, you receive my protection. Not as an obligation, as a contract. You work for me. I protect you. If you perform well, you advance. If you wish to leave, you leave with resources and documentation and a path to wherever you want to go. What if I perform poorly? Silence. Then we renegotiate. But you will not perform poorly, Miss Ease. His voice carries certainty she does not understand. You have survived 23 years in darkness. You have crossed an ocean based on the word of a man you barely knew. You have stood in the headquarters of the most powerful criminal organization in Seoul and told me you would rather die than be pitted. Those are not qualifications. They are exactly qualifications. The world is full of people with sight who cannot see anything. It is full of people with resources who achieve nothing. You have nothing, and you have still refused to be broken. A pause. That is rare. That is valuable. That is what I am offering to employ. Gift stands in the darkness and thinks about her options. She can refuse. Walk out of this building, assuming they let her, and take her chances on the streets of Seoul. She will likely die. He is right about that. She can accept. Bind herself to a man she does not know, an organization she does not understand, a life she never imagined. She will survive. But at what cost? If I say yes, she says slowly, what happens to me? You will be trained. You will learn Korean. You will be placed in positions where your abilities can be useful. And you will be protected not as a favor, but as a professional courtesy extended to all members of my organization. And if your enemies try to hurt me, then they will learn what happens to people who damage my property. The word hits her like a slap. Property. Poor choice of words. He does not sound apologetic. My people. My responsibility. Mine. She should hate the possessiveness in his voice. She should recoil from being claimed by a man she met 12 hours ago. Instead, something strange happens. For the first time since she went blind, for the first time in 16 years, she feels something that might be safety. Not comfort. Not love. But the particular security of knowing that someone powerful has decided she matters. It is probably a trap. It is probably the beginning of a nightmare. But it is also the first time anyone has looked at her blindness and seen opportunity instead of limitation. I have conditions, she says. Name them. I will not hurt people. I will not help you traffic humans like my brother did. I will not be part of anything that destroys innocent lives. Acceptable. I want to know what I am walking into. Every assignment, every position, every situation, I want to understand the risks before I agree. Reasonable. And she hesitates. I want to know what happened to my brother. Not the version you tell your enemies. The truth. Why he was killed. Who ordered it. What he did that made him disposable. The silence is different now. Heavier. That, Baek Soo-hyun says slowly, may be information you do not want. I want it anyway. Why? Because he was my blood. Because he left me to die, and I need to know if he did it on purpose or if he was forced. Because I cannot move forward until I understand where I came from. A long pause. Very well, he says finally. You will have your truth. But not today. First, you must prove that you can be trusted with it. How do I prove that? By working. By listening. By showing me that the woman who refused to die in the snow is as strong as she claims to be. Gift takes a breath. Releases it. Then we have a deal, Chairman Baek. She extends her hand into the darkness. His fingers close around hers again. This time the grip is different. Not an exploration, but a seal. A contract. A binding. Welcome to the Baek organization, Miss Ease. His voice carries something new now. Not warmth exactly, but something close to respect. Your education begins tomorrow. He releases her hand. The door opens. Secretary Han's footsteps enter. Show her to her permanent quarters. She is no longer a guest. A pause. She is staff. 3 weeks pass. Gift learns Korean faster than anyone expected. Her tutor, a quiet woman named Park Minji who smells like jasmine and speaks in patient, measured tones, tells her that blind people often excel at languages because they listen to sounds rather than reading symbols. You hear the music of words, Minji says. Sighted people see letters. You hear meaning. She also learns the layout of the building. Every hallway, every room, every exit and entrance and hidden passage that the staff thinks she does not know about. Her cane becomes an extension of her body. Her footsteps become silent. She moves through the headquarters like a ghost, present but unnoticed, listening to everything. She hears things she is not supposed to hear. She hears 2 guards discussing a shipment that arrived damaged. The chairman was furious, said heads would roll, and she files the information away. She hears Secretary Han arguing with someone on the phone about payment deadlines and family obligations. She hears kitchen staff gossiping about the chairman's past, a wife who died, a child who disappeared, a grief that turned a young man into the cold machine he is today. She does not ask Baek Soo-hyun about any of it. She waits. She listens. She learns. And slowly, something shifts. He begins requesting her presence at meals. Not every day, he is too busy for that, too consumed by the endless machinery of his empire. But often enough that Secretary Han stops asking questions when she escorts Gift to the private dining room. You are quieter than my advisors, he tells her one morning. They talk constantly. They fill silence with noise because they are afraid of what silence might reveal. You are not afraid. I live in silence, she says. Darkness is silent. You learn to be comfortable with it or you go mad. And you have not gone mad? Not yet. He laughs. That real laugh she has heard only twice before. It transforms his voice into something almost human. I have a task for you, he says. Your first real assignment. Her heart beats faster. What is it? Tonight there is a gathering. Business partners, potential investors, people who matter. I need you to attend. Attend how? As what? As my guest? A pause. As a woman I am courting. Gift nearly drops her chopsticks. What? The fiction serves multiple purposes. It explains your presence. It gives you access to conversations you would not otherwise hear. And he stops. It what? It irritates people I wish to irritate. You want to use me to make your enemies jealous? I want to use you to make them careless. A man who is jealous speaks more than he should. A man who is curious about my blind companion asks questions that reveal his own secrets. His voice carries something that might be amusement. You will wear something elegant. You will stay close to me. You will listen to everything. And tomorrow, you will tell me what you heard. And if someone asks about our relationship, you tell them we met by chance. That I was captivated by your mind. That I find your condition, he pauses. Intriguing. My condition. Your blindness. You find my blindness intriguing? Silence. Then, I find you intriguing, Miss Ease. Your blindness is simply part of the package. Something shifts in her chest. She ignores it. I will need help choosing clothes. I cannot see what looks appropriate. Secretary Han will assist you. She has excellent taste. He stands. She hears his chair scrape against the floor. Tonight, 8 o'clock. Do not be late. He leaves. Gift sits in the empty dining room and wonders what she has agreed to. The dress is red. Secretary Han describes it as she helps Gift into the fabric, fitted through the bodice, flowing at the skirt, modest neckline but striking silhouette, but Gift does not need descriptions. She can feel it. The weight of the silk. The way it moves against her skin. The particular confidence that comes from knowing you are wearing something beautiful, even if you cannot see it. You look stunning, Secretary Han says. There is something strange in her voice. Almost sad. The chairman will be pleased. Is that what matters? His pleasure. A pause. In this organization, his pleasure is the only thing that matters. Secretary Han guides her to the car. The drive takes 40 minutes. When they arrive, Gift can hear the party before she exits the vehicle, music, laughter, The clink of glasses, the particular sound of wealthy people performing wealth for each other. A hand takes hers. Miss Ease. Baek Soo-hyun's voice. Close. Warm. You look. I cannot see myself. You will have to tell me. You look like a woman I would go to war for. She stops breathing. That is the image we need to project, he continues, and his voice is back to normal, clinical, strategic. Stay close. Listen carefully. And try to look like you're enjoying yourself. I will try not to trip over anything. You will not trip. I will guide you. His hand moves to her waist. Firm. Possessive. She allows herself to be led. The next 3 hours are an education. Gift listens to conversations that would never happen if the speakers knew what she was. She hears a man named Gong Jae-won, a name that makes Baek Soo-hyun's grip tighten on her waist, discussing shipments from Vietnam. She hears a woman complaining about the chairman's new toy and wondering how long before he tires of her. She hears whispered speculation about the Baek organization's finances, about weaknesses, about opportunities. And she hears something else. A conversation in a hallway. 2 men speaking quietly in Korean, assuming no one can hear. The girl is the key. Chitty promised she would be perfect. Chitty is dead. But the plan continues. The chairman is attached now. When the time comes, she will be the leverage we need. And if she is loyal to him, she is blind and alone. Her loyalty is to whoever feeds her. When we reveal the truth about what happened to her mother, she will do whatever we ask. Gift's blood turns to ice. Her mother. What truth? The men move away. She cannot follow without drawing attention. She stands frozen, Baek Soo-hyun's hand on her waist, and she forces herself to breathe normally, to smile, to pretend that she has not just heard something that changes everything. The party ends. The car ride back is silent. Baek Soo-hyun seems lost in thought. You did well, he says finally. Tomorrow you will report. I have a question first. Ask. My mother died of cancer when I was 15. That is what I was told. That is what I believed. She turns toward him even though she cannot see his face. Is it true? The silence is deafening. Why are you asking me this? Because I heard something tonight. 2 men. They mentioned my mother. They mentioned truth that would change my loyalty. Her voice hardens. What do you know? Miss Ease. What do you know? The car stops. They have arrived. Baek Soo-hyun does not move. I know that your mother did not die of cancer, he says finally. I know that she was killed. And I know that the people who killed her are the same people who sent your brother to bring you to Seoul. The world tilts. What? I received this information 2 days ago. I was deciding how to tell you. Whether to tell you. His voice is flat. Empty. The Gong family killed your mother 8 years ago because she discovered something she should not have discovered. Something about their operations in Nigeria. They made it look like cancer. They silenced everyone who knew the truth. My father. Your father knew. He accepted money to remain silent. He died 2 years later, guilt, I suspect, though officially it was a heart attack. Gift cannot breathe, cannot think, cannot process. My brother, she whispers. Did Chitty know? Chitty was recruited by the Gong family specifically because of what they did to your mother. They promised him money. They promised him safety. They promised him that if he delivered you to Seoul, his debts would be forgiven. Delivered me for what? Silence. Chairman Baek. Delivered me for what? I do not know. His voice carries something that might be frustration. That is the truth. I do not know what they wanted you for. But I know that leaving you to freeze was not the original plan. Something went wrong. Someone changed the orders. Chitty was killed because he failed to complete his mission. What mission? I do not. No. The words land like blows. Gift sits in the darkness of the car, wearing a red dress that cost more than her childhood home, and she feels everything she knew about her life crumble into dust. Her mother was murdered. Her father was complicit. Her brother was a tool. And she is something. A piece in a game she does not understand. A weapon being shaped by hands she cannot see. I want to destroy them. The words come out calm. Certain. Final. What? The Gong family. The people who killed my mother. The people who used my brother. The people who left me to die in the snow. She turns toward Baek Soo-hyun's voice. I want to destroy them. Completely. Permanently. I want them to lose everything they have the way I lost everything I had. Silence. Then Baek Soo-hyun speaks, and his voice carries something new. Something dangerous. Something that sounds almost like joy. Miss Ease, he says. I believe we have finally found your true purpose. 6 months change everything. Gift learns to fight. Not with her eyes, she will never have those, but with her ears, her instincts, her understanding of how bodies move through space. A trainer named Kong teaches her to sense attacks before they land, to use her opponent's assumptions against them. They see a blind woman, Kong says after she puts him on the ground for the 3rd time. They expect weakness. By the time they realize their mistake, they are already falling. She learns to shoot. This takes longer. Sound alone cannot guide a bullet, but she develops a method. She memorizes positions. She practices until her body knows angles without needing sight to calculate them. She learns to kill. She has not done it yet, but she knows that she can. That she will, when the time comes. And through it all, Baek Soo-hyun watches. He is there when she masters her first Korean conversation without hesitation. He is there when she navigates the building without her cane for the first time. He is there when she identifies a traitor in his organization, a man whose breathing changed whenever the Gong family was mentioned, whose pauses lasted half a second too long. How did you know? He asks after the traitor is dealt with. His heart rate increased when he lied. His voice pitched slightly higher. His pauses were calculated, not natural. She shrugs. Liars have a rhythm. You learn to hear it. You are remarkable. The words catch her off guard. He has complimented her performance before, but never like this. Never with this particular weight in his voice. I am useful, she corrects. Remarkable implies something more than function. And you believe you are only functional? I believe that is what you hired me to be. Silence. Then his footsteps move toward her. Closer than he has been in months. Close enough that she can smell him, clean soap, expensive fabric, something underneath that is purely him. I did not hire you, he says quietly. I claimed you. There is a difference. Is there? Hired implies a transaction. A temporary arrangement. Something that can be terminated when convenience demands. His breath is warm on her face. Claimed implies permanence. Possession. Something that is mine and will remain mine regardless of circumstance. Her heart is pounding. She hates that he can probably see it in her face. I am not property. No. You are something more valuable than property. His hand touches her face. Gentle. Almost reverent. You are becoming something I did not anticipate. Something I do not entirely understand. And I find myself... He pauses. Unwilling to let you go. Is this a declaration? This is an observation. What you do with it is your choice. She should pull away. She should remind him of boundaries, of professionalism, of the danger of entangling herself with a man who rules through fear. Instead, she leans into his touch. I do not know how to do this, she whispers. I cannot see your face. I cannot read your expressions. I do not know if you are manipulating me or if this is real. It is real. How do I know that? You listen. His thumb traces her cheekbone. You hear truth better than anyone I have ever met. Listen to me now. Tell me what you hear. She listens. His breathing, steady, but slightly faster than normal. His heartbeat, she can hear it in the silence between words, strong and elevated. His voice, no hesitation, no calculation, no rhythm of deception. He is telling the truth. I hear a man who is not accustomed to vulnerability, she says slowly. I hear someone who has spent years building walls and is now standing at a door he did not expect to open. What else? I hear loneliness. The particular kind that comes from being surrounded by people who fear you and never knowing if anyone sees you beyond your power. Silence. And what do you feel? He asks. I feel terrified. Of me? Of what happens if I let myself trust you? Of what happens if I am wrong? She takes a breath. Of what happens if I am right? His hand moves from her face to her hair. His fingers thread through it gently. I lost my wife 7 years ago, he says. She was killed by the Gong family. The same people who killed your mother. I have spent every day since then building power, accumulating strength, waiting for the moment when I could destroy them completely. His voice drops lower. I never expected to feel anything again. I never wanted to. And then I found a blind woman dying in the snow and everything changed. Why? Because you looked at me without seeing my face and you saw me anyway. Because you stood in my headquarters with nothing and refused to be pitted. Because you are the first person in 7 years who has made me feel like something other than a weapon. Gift does not know who moves first. One moment they are standing apart. The next, his lips are on hers and she is dissolving into a sensation she has never experienced, not just physical contact but connection. Recognition. The feeling of being truly known by someone who has chosen to know her. The kiss ends too soon. He pulls back. We have work to do, he says. His voice is rougher than before. The Gong family is making a move tonight. Our sources indicate they are planning something significant. What? We do not know, but we know where. A warehouse in Gangnam. Heavy security. High-value target. Let me come. Absolutely not. I can hear things your soldiers cannot. I can identify lies, detect ambushes, sense danger before it arrives. She grabs his arm. Let me be useful. Let me help you destroy the people who took everything from both of us. Silence. If something happens to you, then I die doing something that matters. That is more than I ever expected from my life. His hand covers hers. Squeezes. Stay close to me. Do not leave my sight. She laughs despite everything. That should not be difficult. The warehouse is chaos. Gunfire. Shouting. The particular sound of violence that Gift has learned to read like music. Baek Soo-hyun's men move with precision, clearing rooms, neutralizing threats. She stays at his side, listening, guiding. 3 men behind the wall to your left. One is injured, his breathing is labored. He relays the information. His soldiers adjust. The threat is eliminated. Someone is coming from above. Footsteps on metal, a catwalk. More adjustments. More threats neutralized. They reach the center of the warehouse. And then everything stops. Chairman Baek. A voice. Female. Cold. How wonderful of you to join us. Gong So-yen. Baek Soo-hyun's voice turns to ice. I should have known you would be here personally. This is a special occasion. We are about to acquire something very valuable. A pause. Or should I say, reacquire. What are you talking about? The girl, Chairman. The blind girl you have been keeping like a pet. The woman laughs. Did you really think we left her with you by accident? Did you think her brother's death was improvisation? Gift feels cold spreading through her chest. Everything has been according to plan. Placing her with you. Letting her earn your trust. Letting her get close enough to your operations to be useful. The woman's voice moves closer. She is ours, Chairman. She has always been ours. And now it is time for her to come home. I am not yours. Gift's voice cuts through the darkness. I have never been yours. Oh, child. The woman sounds almost pitying. You do not even know what you are. You do not know what we did to you when you were 7 years old. You do not know why you really went blind. The words hit like a physical blow. What? The meningitis was not an accident. It was an experiment. We needed subjects who could develop certain sensitivities. Heightened hearing. Enhanced perception. The ability to detect lies through physiological signals. The woman's voice is closer now. Your blindness was a gift we gave you. And now it is time for you to use that gift for the people who created it. Gift cannot breathe. You're lying. Listen to my heartbeat, child. Listen to my breathing. Use the abilities we gave you. A pause. Am I lying? Gift listens. No deception. No calculation. No rhythm of falsehood. The woman is telling the truth. No, she whispers. No, this is not. Gift. Baek Soo-hyun's voice. Sharp. Urgent. Do not listen to her. But she is not lying. I can hear it. She is not. The truth can still be a weapon. The truth can still be used to destroy you. Gunfire explodes around them. Baek Soo-hyun shoves Gift behind cover, shielding her with his body. She hears him shouting orders, hears his men engaging the enemy, hears chaos unfolding in every direction. And through it all, she hears the woman's voice, retreating into the distance. We will come for you, child. We will always come for you. You belong to us. And soon, you will understand exactly what that means. The battle ends. The Gong forces retreat. But the damage is done. Gift sits in the wreckage of the warehouse, surrounded by smoke and silence, and she feels the foundation of everything she believed about herself crumbling into dust. Her blindness was not an accident. She was made, designed, created to be a weapon for people who killed her mother and used her brother and have been watching her for 16 years, waiting for the moment when she would be ready to harvest. And now that moment has arrived. Gift. Baek Soo-hyun's hand on her shoulder. Gentle despite everything. We need to go. Did you know? Her voice sounds dead. Did you know what I was? No. I swear to you. No. She listens. No deception. He is telling the truth. But truth is not enough anymore. Truth is just another weapon. And she does not know, cannot know, whether the weapons she possesses are truly hers or simply tools that have been sharpened for someone else's use. He helps her to her feet. His arm wraps around her waist. She lets him guide her out of the warehouse, into the night air, into a future that has never been more uncertain. What do we do now? She asks. We find answers. We discover exactly what they did to you and why. We learn who you really are. His grip tightens. And then we burn them to the ground. And if I am what they say, if I am a weapon designed to destroy you. He stops walking, turns her to face him, takes her face in his hands. Then I will take my chances, he says. Because the weapon I see in front of me is not theirs. She is not anyone's. She is a woman who chose her own path despite everything that was chosen for her. He kisses her forehead. Gentle. Reverent. You are not their creation, gift. You are your own. Whatever they made you, you have remade yourself. She wants to believe him. She wants to believe that she is more than an experiment. More than a weapon. More than a blind girl who was designed in a laboratory and placed in the snow to be claimed by a man her creators wanted to destroy. But belief requires faith. And faith requires sight she does not have. The car door opens. She slides inside. The engine starts. Seoul disappears behind them. And somewhere in the darkness, the Gong family is watching. Waiting. Planning. Because they know something that Gift does not yet understand. They know what she will become when her abilities fully awaken. And they know that when that moment arrives, nothing, not Baek Soo-hyun, not love, not loyalty, will be enough to stop her from fulfilling the purpose she was created for. The purpose she does not yet remember. The purpose that will change everything. If this story consumed you, you need to subscribe right now. Hit the like button. Turn on notifications. Because Gift's journey is just beginning, and the truth about what she really is will shatter everything she believes. Share this with someone who needs this story. And remember, in a world of watchers, be the one who listens. Part 2 is coming, and nothing will prepare you for what happens next.